Good morning, ladies. I have my trusty robe on. It is 64 degrees in my house right now. I also have the reverse raccoon situation, meaning I try to white out the black. Sometimes when my anger gets really low, it's so dark, but you know, the things we live with, it's not that big of a deal. And my husband's on a missionary trip, and I'm praying for him, and with one of the gentlemen from our church, and just so many wonderful things. I'm glad that they could go, and I'm praying for our church and our new buildings and all the things that God has for us. And yesterday, I got to go to a meeting and hear some preachers who have been preaching for a long time. One of the preachers was 90 years old and had been a pastor for over 50 something years. And that was just a blessing to hear of his faithfulness and just how God helped him through. And then another preacher preached. He was one of the younger preachers, but he was in his late 60s. And he just spoke about how the joy of the Lord is our strength and in all things. And of course, he was speaking to pastors and families like that. So, of course, he referenced it that way out of Nehemiah. And Nehemiah had a lot to do with the rebuilding of those walls, or the building of the walls. And you know, he could have been overwhelmed and all of that. That comes when we have a lot going on and when people are against us and people say things. But Nehemiah's strength was the joy of the Lord. And so I don't know what you're facing today, but remember that the joy of the Lord is your strength. And so whatever it is, if you're overwhelmed, if the task is too big, if you have people, naysayers, saying things against you, remember that the joy of the Lord is your strength. So let's get right into Joshua chapter 15. And before we do, we'll ask the Lord to open thou mine eyes, that I may behold wondrous things out of thy law. Psalm 119, verse 18. And let's begin in Joshua 15, verse 1. This then was the lot of the tribe of the children of Judah by their families, even to the border of Edom. The wilderness of Zin southward was the uttermost part of the south coast, and their south border was from the shore of the salt sea, from the bay that looketh southward. And it went out to the south side to Melil Akrabim, and passed along to Zin, and ascended up on the south side unto Kadesh Barnea, and passed along to Hezron, and went up to Adar, and fetched a compass to Karka. From thence it passed toward Asmon, and went out unto the river of Egypt, and the goings out of the coast were at the sea. This shall be your south coast, and the east border was the salt sea, even unto the end of Jordan, and their border in the north quarter was from the bay of the sea at the uttermost part of Jordan. And the border went up Beth Hoglah, and passed along by the north of Beth Arba, and the border went up to the stone of Bohan, the son of Reuben, and the border went up toward Deber from the valley of Achor. And so now northward, looking toward Gilgal, this was before the going up to Adumim, which is on the south side of the river, and the border passed toward the waters of the En Shemesh, and the goings out thereof were at En Rogel, and the border went up by the valley of the son of Hinnom unto the south seat of the Jebusite, the same as Jerusalem, and the border went up to the top of the mountain that lieth before the valley of Hinnom westward, which is at the end of the valley of the giants northward. And the border was drawn from the top of the hill unto the fountain of the water of Nephtoah, and went out to the cities of Mount Ephron, and the border was drawn to Bela, which is Kirjath Jearim. And the border compassed from Bela westward unto Mount Seir, and passed along on the side of Mount Jearim, which is Chesalon, on the north side, and went down to Bethshemesh, and passed on Timnah. And the border went out unto the side of Ekron northward, and the border was drawn to Shikron, and passed along to Mount Bela, and went out unto Jebneel, and the going out of the border were at the sea. And the west border was to the great sea and the coast thereof. This is the coast of the children of Judah round about according to their families. And unto Caleb the son of Jephunneh he gave a part among the children of Judah, according to the commandment of the Lord to Joshua, even the city of Arba, the father of Anak, which a city is Hebron. And Caleb drove thence the three sons of Anak, Sheshai, Ahiman, Talmai, the children of Anak. And he went up thence to the inhabitants of Debir, and the name of Debir before was Kirjath Sepher. And Caleb said, He that smiteth Kirjath Sepher and taketh it to him will I give Ascah my daughter to wife. And Othniel the son of Kenaz, the brother of Caleb, took it, and he gave him Ascah his daughter to wife. And it came to pass, as she came unto him, that she moved him to ask of her father a field. And she lighted off her ass, and Caleb said unto her, What wouldest thou? Who answered, Give me a blessing, for thou hast given me a southland, given me also springs of water. And he gave her the upper springs and the nether springs. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Judah, according to their families. And the uttermost cities of the tribe of the children of Judah toward the coast of Edom southward were Casbiel, Eder, and Jagur, and Kinnah, and Dimnah, and Adadah, and Kedesh, and Hazor, and Ithnan, Ziph, Telem, Beoth, Hazor, Hadattah, Kiriath, and Hezron, which is Hazor, Amim, and Shema, Melodah, and Hazar-Gada, and Heshman, and Beth-Palet, and Hazar-Shual, and Beersheba, and Bijjothath, Bel, and Eam, Azim, Eltodad, Chisel, Hormah, and Ziglag, and Madamana, and Sesana, and Labio, and Shilham, and Ain, and Rimmon, and all the cities were 29 with their villages. And in the valley of Eshtaol, and Zariah, and Ashna, and Zanoah, and Aganem, and Tapua, and Enam, Jamo, and Adullam, Sakah, Azekah, and Shuriam, and Adatham, and Gedera, and Gederothaim. 14 cities were their villages. Zenon, and Hadashah, and Migdal, Gad, and Dilian, and Mizpah, and Joktheel, Lachish, Boxhath, and Eglon, and Kabon, and Labmam, and Kidlish, and Gederath, Beth Dagon, Nama, Makkedah, 16 cities with their villages, Libnah, and Eter, and Ashna, and Jipnah, Ashna, Nezib, and Keilah, and Akib, and Marisha, 9 cities with their villages, Ekron with her towns and her villages, from Ekron even unto the sea, all that lay near Ashdod with their villages, and Ashdod with her towns and her villages, Gaza with her towns and her villages, unto the river of Egypt, and the great sea and the border thereof, and in the mountains Shemer, and the Jader, and Sokah, and Dana, and Kirjaneth, which is Debir, and Anab, and Ashem, and Enam, and Goshen, and Holon, and Gila, 11 cities with their villages, Arab, and Duma, and Eshion, and Junum, Bethuba, and Apikah, and Humta, and Kirjapartha, which is Hebron, and Ziar, 9 cities with their villages, Maon, Carmel, Ziph, Judah, Jezreel, Jokdeam, and Zanoah, Cain, Gibeah, Timnah, 10 cities with their villages, Halhu, Bethsur, Geder, and Mereth, and Bethnoeth, and Eltkran, 6 cities with their villages, Kirjathbaal, which is Kirjath-Jearim, and Rabbah, 2 cities with their villages in the wilderness, Beth-araba, Middin, and Sekada, and Nibshan, and the city of Salt, and Enjedi, 6 cities with their villages. As for the Jebusites, the inhabitants of Jerusalem, the children of Judah could not drive them out, but the Jebusites dwell with the children of Judah at Jerusalem unto this day. That was a hard one, right? So Caleb drove thence the 3 sons of Anak, and who asked Caleb for an additional blessing? That was Achsah. And who were the inhabitants of Jerusalem? That was the Jebusites. So let's go over to Psalm 124. Psalm 124. And we're going to read, If it had not been the Lord who was on our side, now may Israel say, If it had not been the Lord who was on our side when men rose up against us, then they had swallowed us up quick when their wrath was kindled against us. Then the waters had overwhelmed us, the stream had gone over our soul. Then the proud waters had gone over our soul. Blessed be the Lord who hath not given us as a prey to their teeth. Our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snares of the fowlers. The snare is broken, and we are escaped. Our help is in the name of the Lord who made heaven and earth. Wow, that's pretty powerful. Our help is in the name of the Lord who made heaven and earth. Hallelujah. So before we finish for today, we're going to go over our new Bible verse, which is found in Exodus 15:13. And it says, Thou in thy mercy hast led forth the people, which thou hast redeemed. Thou hast guided them in thy strength unto thy holy habitation. Exodus 15:18. So have a blessed day, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow morning.